Save your nasty looks for that right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Okay. Oh, no. Wait, did I just... Oh, witness photo. Because, like, there's no mud here. Derp. Yeah, Edgeworth has not lost a single case. You're not prepared. Hey, we don't encourage self-harming practices here on the stream. Twitch would get on my case then. Don't drink excessively. Yeah, fog too. Just generally really soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with a soggy atmosphere. This is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car's trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Yeah, I guess. But the implication, you know. At least the wording, the phrasing and all. Well, by all means, please enlighten us on what isn't right. What about this photo of the trunk doesn't fit with the conditions on that day? Well, naturally the answer is right there. The victim's coat. As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's so strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? No, because you're not stabbing, you're drinking instead. That's not healthy. It was drizzling and foggy. The dusk bridge was wet as well. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, the front of her coat would have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. On the day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. Okay, Red, thank you for joining us here. Pat 10 flew for me. Yes, I will. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your honor has fallen in the shower instead of a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard of pride of the legal league would be wet, not muddy. Fortunately, I've yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? Like, disclaimer. Just If I had like a recording thing, I could just play that back and we go very quickly through it, but I can't talk that fast. Surface of the bridge, huh? Ha! A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The evidence is the scarf. Ah, it should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, that means the bridge was obviously covered in mud. I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. Miss Fey's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction there exists an explanation. Let's look at the explanation for this case, shall we? Alright. It's not like it's really giving me a choice here. Oh, yes, we are back to smarmy Edgeworth. Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando, No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness testimony that stated that she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? False evidence, it's one of those three. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into the court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in this case is the witness testimony. It's a no-brainer, obvious that witness suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claimed to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. The testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Ha! It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was truly a decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that the boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests a cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourselves for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forward your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Yes, Pix. Here comes a very familiar face. Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Let's see if I can remember how I did her. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh, when I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand on the verge just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast! As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would like to ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Fey, you could learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just want to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. This is how I did it. I remember now. Not at all. It's not trouble at all. Now then, can we please have your name and occupation? My name is Melissa Foster. I'm a college student. A freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you're the one who took this photo? Is that accurate? Ah! Yeah, how can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph, it's not like something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh, I don't like this, the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are. Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then, I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I heard and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. Right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So, you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a good camera, just like its owner. Alright then, Miss Fey, it's time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and now you will feel the wrath of my gavel. I was used. Oh wait, but this is the thing. We don't have the thing here. This is not the crucial moment, because if this is the crucial moment, no. Witness, when you said you took a picture of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testify that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing that would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Oh. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Fey's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay the situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film. This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. Only the photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. Yes. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Fey's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, then she couldn't take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps you could tell us more about a different sort of photo. Photos of the insect you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, This guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Ha! It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. So we have a couple more things here now. Nope. The victim turned and around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. So let's see. She is the one standing out on the suspension bridge, if this is the cliff. So, no. Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Fey, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and it's two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You just said there were two contradictions. It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, then the victim had turned around and tried to run. Well, then she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have even ran 5, because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. Ah! Oh, what does all this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Huh. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge and we couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though the bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! You actually can't tell from the condition of the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being clear when I presented the evidence. Ha! That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the very beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge is his insurance policy. What? That coward! Well, Miss Fey, it seems like you once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we get on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the victim actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. I just realized I haven't had anything to drink since I started streaming. I should probably get some water. I need to get some water because my throat is hurting. Just back in a jiffy. Okay, we have a whole mug of water. So much better. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. So the thing is, how would, just look at the photo here. No, not the photo, but the map. She can't possibly see the car from here. So how does she know that? Oh, oops. Yes, sir. I'm still a bit shaken up. Okay, say hi back. If we accept this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well, maybe I'll stop at my favorite coffee place, at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Yep, she is. Ha, that's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Fey, your cross-examination, if you please. The contradiction is staring you right in the face. Go ahead and attack. So, note this one. Note it one. I would. I mean, there's also another thing. I mean, on one hand, there are two contradictions here. On one hand, how does she know about the car? Number two, Dusky River, like the Eagle River is just below. Just like, yoink. Just dump the body over the bridge, you know? A killer not wanting his victim to be found? I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. Oh, God. Get rid of my hair. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. Oh, in the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murderers were to occur at that same spot above Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Order! 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 Well, I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fey, but I must admit, it does seem to have odd to have thrown the body into the river. Oh, well, Mr. Edgeworth, how sad. Perhaps Miss Fey would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Fey, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely I can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Oh, you just want... She snaps her fingers.
You won't hear me otherwise.
No, I guess. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady will yell at you again. What is he talking? Who's he talking about? Yeah, exactly, Ellie. Just let it wash away. All right, I'll do my best. So what's new here? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. Well, how the hell could you see that? You're on the other side of the cliff. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fey? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there? You're saying you saw that, right? With your own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have seen, to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you try to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not possibly have seen the killer's car. I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that we will stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not that high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referenced to is really more of a cliff. Ah. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car? No! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this ballyhoo? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing the murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only by what she saw with her own eyes. Oh, Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute! You can't just say that! Miss Fey, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say, to err is human, to forgive, divine. I am inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair! Ha! Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando. Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the... I think this is the first time we've actually captured this on stream. Oh well, we're just gonna have to deal with it. Now's the time to go forward. But... that wasn't fair! Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. Yeah, that was the ice cream. That's an ice cream truck pics. So tell me, how did you know that? How did you know that he had broken into the trunk? Aha. Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to look very suspicious to people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness? I'm certain he broke into the trunk, because Because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo.